the pandemic is having big impacts, particularly in travel and tourism, trade, retail trade, particularly even in healthcare. I think that was something that a lot of us didn't really see coming, and also impacts on hair and nail salons and childcare as well.
Those are the sectors that have been perhaps negatively impacted. Are there any that have managed to do well or remain steady during this?
Well, this is a really widespread impact. So there aren't a lot of sectors that have really benefited from it or seen increased activities. And the ones that have are the ones that you might guess. So grocery stores and pharmacies, warehouses, online activity has seen some increases. But if we look at card-based transactions, overall consumer spending, which would include those online purchases, are down significantly compared to where we were before the outbreak.
The 500,000 or so Arizonans who have lost their jobs, any data yet of how many have actually applied for unemployment, are receiving it, and perhaps are using some of that money to pump back into the state's economy?
These are things that are designed to help people keep their lives together as much as possible while they're sheltering in place and social distancing. So they will help people buy groceries, pay utilities, and pay rent as much as they can. But they're not really going to boost economic activity until we have enough control of the outbreak that people feel that they can return to more normal levels of economic activity. So they feel they can gather in groups in restaurants and movie theaters and at stores in a way that's more similar to the pre-outbreak activity.
This unemployment funding, in some cases, extends for 39 weeks. Is that the timeline that you're looking at as an economist to when you'll start to see some activity again?
Well, you want to keep in mind that the expanded funding for unemployment insurance benefits, there's an additional weekly benefit through the CARES Act of $600 per week, in addition to the maximum in Arizona that's $240 per week. But that $600 increment ends at the end of July. The benefits at the lower level are extended through the 39-week period. So, I think we will need additional support at least through that period. I think that the Arizona economy is going to recover gradually over the next couple of years. I think we'll get back to the levels that we saw in late 2019. Sometime in 2022. So it is going to take time for us to repair the damage.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because one of the studies that the University of Arizona Eller College of Management lists currently on its website talks about Arizona's recovery as solid coming out of this pandemic. What leads you to say that at this point?
Yeah, I do think that the recovery is going to be solid. Once, we get control over the outbreak, we are going to see activity recover at fairly rapid rates. So we'll see these rapid growth rates in the overall economy, rapid job growth. But it's important to keep in mind that that's rapid growth off a very low level. So we're going to see the growth rates that are going to look pretty eye-popping, but it will take time to get the level of economic activity back to where it was before the outbreak. I think it's also important to keep in mind that the Arizona economy was very strong before the outbreak struck. Arizona was generating jobs at roughly double the national rate. So the Arizona economy was in good shape before the outbreak. And I think the longer term prospects are good for Arizona.
Okay, Dr. George Hammond from the University of Arizona Eller College of Management. Thanks for your analysis.
Thank you.